While completing a 1,700-mile road trip from San Francisco to Denver, I learned a surprising amount of lessons that can be applied to all aspects of my life. Through these 1,700 miles, there were great times, awful times, and lots of time that lies somewhere in the middle. Although I always learn from good and bad experiences, I learned more from the mediocre majority of this trip than anything else. Lesson 1. The art of maintaining one task for hours on end. Sitting on a motorcycle all day, from breakfast until dinner, gave me a good look into being virtually unstimulated for hours on end. Our lives are full of constant stimulation, whether it's looking at our phones, watching TV, shopping, doing work, or even playing an instrument. Through further inspection of my life, it's very uncommon for me to maintain a single monotonous task for hours on end. After doing this for day after day, writing became meditative. I began truly addressing my thoughts, not hiding from them. The interesting duality that arises while riding a motorcycle for this long is thinking while maintaining awareness of your surroundings. These two things begin to meld together, creating an aware, meditative state. This duality became extraordinarily apparent when I thought of it related to music. When playing music, you have to be thinking of music while maintaining awareness of your surroundings. This ends up being the exact same duality, and practicing this aware, thoughtful state is incredibly helpful in my life. Lesson number 2, sticking it out. During the first hour of my 4-day trip, it became very apparent that I didn't have the right gear. None of my clothes were waterproof, and it was pouring rain and cold. I was soaked for the entire first day and most of the second day. Parts of it were pretty darn miserable. Mixing rain, 45-mile-per-hour winds, and 80-mile-per-hour speeds is not a good combination. Although parts of it were difficult to get through, I'm glad I went through with the trip and made it to my destination each night. Practicing getting through adversity is necessary, especially in music. There will always be times you mess up on a gig, times you practice for hours but don't seem to progress, or times you can't seem to get a gig for the life of you. This practice of pushing on and not beating yourself up too badly is imperative and will help you in every aspect of your life. Lesson number 3, letting go of fears. On the last day of my trip, 3 hours from our destination, my dad and I stopped at an abandoned gas station to wait out the rain for a few minutes. After a few minutes, I asked my dad if he wanted to go. He said he wanted to wait 5 more minutes, so I said about 2.5. 2.5 minutes later, basically on the dot, we left, and just down the road we came across a bad accident. No emergency vehicles were on the scene yet, so we stopped to see if we could help. There was a Suburban, rolled over, and someone was stuck inside. 2 cars were involved. One was completely fine, but the Suburban was totally destroyed and flipped over. We talked to the driver of the other car and said that the accident happened exactly 2.5 minutes ago. When we eventually left, this experience started to haunt me. I was riding more timidly, gripping my handlebars more tightly, and my mind was racing. My fear was taking over my mind and awareness, ironically making me ride my motorcycle much more dangerously. We stopped for gas just a few miles later, and I had to recollect myself, relax, and consciously tell myself why I don't want to live in fear. Letting go of fear is something I have to practice constantly because I'm naturally super bad at it. In music, I have to constantly let go of my fears. Whether it's being afraid of messing up, feeling like I haven't prepared, or being afraid of what people think of me, these fears do nothing but inhibit me from success. Often, I feel like thinking through these fears will help me avoid them, but in reality, it's the exact opposite of this. Practicing letting go of these fears helps me in every aspect of my life, and especially in music. Although this video is about a motorcycle trip, I made this video to explore how these lessons affect my music and my life as a whole. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel. There will be new videos coming every week. I hope everyone has a great day.